Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of No Boundaries. It's your girl Aisha checking in. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about something called the toxicity tour. Yep. So let's get into it. I got my notes, and we're gonna check it out. When you think of toxic, and I love words, I love going to the dictionary, but I'm paraphrasing today for I'm paraphrasing today. So, toxicity is poison. So, it's like levels of poisonous material, whether you inhale it, whether you touch it, whether you ingest it. It's something that is detrimental to your health and your well-being. It can affect your mind. It could affect your nervous system. It could affect everything from, as we say in church, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And so when I say everything, I mean everything. And so when we think about it, we think of it as, oh, there's something in our food, there's something in our water. But have you ever stopped to think that there's something in your conversation? It's something in your circle? Yeah, those things. It's something in your family? Ah, yeah, we're going to examine that today. So, again, I want to read something to you that I thought about as I was going through this, um, gathering information for this. And I was just like, I need to write this down. I need to share this. So I'm gonna read my thought. So when you think about toxicity or toxins, and it means you're in constant contact, close proximity to the very same poisonous thing. So let's think about if that thing is a person. So you're in constant contact and close proximity to that very same poisonous person, the same poisonous character, the same poisonous words, the same poisonous habits, uh, the same poisonous addictions, there's set of toxic friends as well that keeps adding, fuel to the fire, um, and gaslighting them to continue to be the way that they are. Also, you got nasty attitudes. There's gossiping. There's judgment. Sometimes you might come across somebody that's hateful, spiteful, vengeful, even, and you're just like, wait a minute, how did all this happen? So it's not something that happened all of a sudden. It's something that happened gradually. It's like they've been feeding you the foolishness all this time, and you have pulled up a chair, you have accepted the plate, and you are partaking in the foolishness. So, when I talk about the toxicity tour, it's like when you think of a tour, I think of a concert. So, in this concert, there's different dates for them to show up and perform. It's not something that's something that's constant, but these are dates for arrivals for a group or a band to perform, right? So when you think of the toxicity tour, it's not that there's something that you see on display every day. It's that when you are in close proximity to them, you see, you experience, or you encounter, or you partake in the toxic traits that they have. In the Bible even tells us that bad company corrupts good character. So if you think that you just gonna, oh, well, I'm not around them all the time, again, I remember, I think I was in middle school or high school, and there was this metaphor about the water, and that the water, it constantly drops, right? Like if you got a leaky faucet and the water constantly drops, eventually it makes an indentation. So that means as it gets that indentation on the surface of whatever is being applied to constantly, it starts to break it down layer upon layer, line upon line, until it finally makes an indentation and it starts getting to the foundation, or well, to the core, and then it gets down to the foundation. So think about that conversation, those toxic traits and behaviors, the language, the habits, the addiction, the circle that they're around. Every day they are pouring into you in some way, shape, or form. You are literally eating the cake anime. I'm just saying, you are. If you are around these people, and this is what's going on. So it's like, okay, now that we've identified such things, um, like, how do we come out of that? I'm glad you asked. It's called separation of church and state, separation of me from you, separation of me from your toxic behaviors and traits and words, and always cussing and always gossiping, always blaming other people, but you never have any responsibility, even though you are the common denominator. And the last time I checked and did school math, math said that if there is a common denominator, there's something shared there. So it's like, if every time you turn around there's a problem and you are in the midst in some way, shape, or form, you are now part of that equation. So I just wanted to I wanted to share with you guys. I was on Instagram, and it's this one lady that I follow, and she's always talking about friendships and friends. So I'm gonna read to you what she said. She said, and I quote, she was in a situation where something didn't work out in her friendship. And she said she leveraged it as a lesson. And I was like, "Ooh, that's nice. You leveraged it as a lesson." I was just like, "Go on, tell me more." So, um, so in other words, I took it as her saying it what may have been a loss to some people, she leveraged it and she made it powerful. Did you hear that? She leveraged it and she made it powerful. So when you are dealing with toxic people, and now that you are aware, and now that you remember, because I always tell you guys what, your circle is important. A circle of wise counsel is important. Evaluation of your circle is important. I say that all the time. So it's like when Bernie Mac used to say, "Who you with?" It does matter who you with, because again, these people are contributing to your life. They're contributing to the circle around you, the circle of influence, the circle of life. Simba, you get it? So, as I was, you know, doing a little bit more research, and I was just like, okay, what else do I want to say? So you may not realize that you are pretty much on a daily basis drinking poison. You are dying a slow death in some way, shape, or form. Whether your character dies, whether your finances die because they ain't got no home training, and they don't have any boundaries, and they don't have no budgets, and they're influencing you to spend all your money, and then you out here going on all these trips and all these cruises, and then you ain't got no money when you come on to pay your bills, and you borrowing from everybody, or you robbing Peter to pay Paul, as some people say. It could be anything. So it's not just the attitude and behavior, it's habits, from eating to spending to, it's like it all plays a role. So as I was doing a little bit more research, I'm just like, it's like slowly drinking poison every day. And I don't know about you, I'm not Romeo and Juliet. I'm not trying to die. That's not me. That's not my story in no way, shape, or form. I don't want to lose any part of my spirit. I don't want to lose any part of my character and my morals or my values. I don't want to lose any part of my finances. I don't want to lose nothing. I want to be like T-Pain. I want to win, win, win no matter what. But according to God's way, not, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just want to encourage you not to be deceived, not to be naive, and not to act like none of us have ever had problems. But it's like when you know better, you do better. So in doing better, that means there are some things and some people that can no longer be a part of your circle of influence. Some people, you can't answer every phone call they have. You can't hang out where everybody hang out. You can't do what everybody do. Not if you want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not if you want to lay hold to obtain and walk in the life that God has for you. You can't do that. So there was something else I wanted to share. Hold on, let me look at my notes. So dealing with people that want your attention, that want your life, and you find yourself getting pulled into the eye of the storm of their life. This is what the toxicity tour is about. This is how all this stuff plays out. And you just, sometimes you ask yourself, like, how did I even get here? Like, I was minding my own business. Yeah, well, maybe you were, but you knew she wasn't right. You knew he wasn't right. You knew they was drama. You knew they was toxic, and you just felt that, oh, well, if bad company corrupts good character, then maybe my good character will rub off on them. That's not a gamble that I'm willing to take, and I'm gonna encourage you not to take that same gamble as well, because evil is real. Jealousy, hatred, unforgiveness, all those things that fuel this type of behavior, those things are very real. Um, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, give you some advice as usual. I'm going to read this to you because I took a lot of notes that I just had so much that I wanted to say from my 49 years of experiencing different people, and I just be like, how did I get here? Like, she was cool, he was cool, and then when I look back and evaluate, I'd be like, you slept on that. You should have saw that. You should have saw that coming. So, what did I want to say? I'm sorry. I want to encourage you to reclaim your life. Yes, there's times in life when another one bites the dust, and it's okay. It's okay. You were born by yourself unless you were a twin. You were created by yourself by God, so we can take it to that. You were born by yourself. Unless you're a twin, you were created by yourself. So reclaim your life and control the narrative of your life. If you have these people, again, we don't get to choose our family, but we do get to create boundaries with our families. We get to choose who comes alongside us in life and become a friend, or if they become a foe, or if they, myself, I have different levels. That's just me. I'm a little special sometimes. There's my inner circle. Those are, I can count them on one hand. That is my inner circle. That is my circle of wise counsel. Those are people who pray for me. Those people who have the authority to correct me when I'm out of order. Because again, I'm not perfect either. However, I have different levels. So there is my inner circle. There are people who are associates that, like, we can go out, we can go eat, we can have a great time, we can do some things more than what a what's the word I want to say, someone I just met, someone that's just, they're in the lower realm, like they're not in the upper echelon of where I put friendships at, or where I put my inner circle. So they're like, I can't find a word for it, but again, it's different levels to it for me. So it's just like everybody doesn't get access. It's not an all access pass to Aisha. It's just like I've cut people off. I've parted ways. That goes for male, female. There are even family members that I just like, there's only so much you can take, right? So it's like when I've reached my level, I'm just like, okay, you know what? Time to exit stage left, because again, I don't want any of that to poison my system. And it's not that, oh, you don't have this level of faith and this level of trust in God, that you're covered, that you're shielded. However, you also supposed to walk in wisdom in your life. And it's like, don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't sacrifice your peace and then be begging God to rescue you from the thing that you allowed to come in. So it's like, if you playing with the boogeyman, you can't expect to just not be terrorized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to create a boundary. You have to have wisdom. The Bible tells us to guard our heart. So above all things, we long for connection. We long for friendship, a sense of being amongst people and finding your tribe. That's a natural need. Well, a natural desire. I'll put it that way, a natural desire. However, you have to be mindful of who you let fulfill that desire, who you entertain. So it's like, also, you want to remember the things that God said about you, and you want to make sure you handle them with kindness, you handle them with love and care. You want to defund the dysfunction in your life. You want to stop giving people and your circumstances emotional currency and mental currency, along with your financial currency as well. You want to stop funding their beliefs, their behaviors. their dysfunction, their discord, and their confusion and destruction. What else did I want to say to you guys? Like I said, I had a lot of notes, dog. Oh, so anyway, stop accepting invites to go on a campaign trail of discord and dysfunction with these people in their lives. Again, create boundaries and move forward. Many of y'all, and me too sometimes, we complain about the circles or the company that we keep, like, oh, he's getting on my nerves, oh, she's getting on my nerves, oh, they're getting on my nerves. But again, if you don't create a boundary and you don't set some things in stone and get an understanding, they don't know that they're violating to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you put somebody in their place and you call them on the carpet and say, hey, what you said, what you did, how you handled that, that was offensive, or that wasn't the right way, blah, blah, blah. It's up to them to choose, okay, I'm going to, this person in this friendship and their input in my life means A, B, and C to me, you know, and I value that. So yeah, I need to straight up and get myself together. And then there's some people who feel like, oh, I don't care. We'll move on to the next person that I can terrorize and create and sow seeds of dysfunction and discord and things of that nature. And again, that is their life, that is their right. But if you want to maintain a peaceful existence, if you want to walk in wisdom in your friendships, then again, create boundaries, and choose wisely. Again, because there you'll find times where there's a lack of genuine people in your life. You'll find anything from leeches to moochers to people who are just like problematic, dramatic, and you know, it's like you when you're young, you feel like, okay, I can withstand anything, I can deal with anything, or we're all growing at a different level. But when you're my age and you're seasoned, it's like, no, I don't think that way no more. I don't do that no more. I'm not 19 or 20 anymore. I'm almost half a century old. So no, we come higher, we do better things. So as always, I want to encourage you guys, do not sign up for the toxicity tour. Do not sign up for these crazy people in your life. Be a better judge of character as much as humanly possible. Pray about it. I mean, and I know people probably just like, you pray about your friendship? I pray about everything. I don't trust myself with nothing. Pray about everything. Bible say pray without ceasing. So yeah, I pray about everything because I'm at a crucial time in my life. I cannot afford any issues with anybody. I got to stay the course. And so I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. So as always, I want to encourage you to, again, create boundaries. Know thy opponent. Yes. Remember who you're dealing with. The enemy does not care. But again, we're called to come higher. So I want to encourage you to be the greatest version of yourselves. Stay safe and God bless.